Hi children, how are you all of you? I hope all of you very good. I am Kgbvssklm, biology teacher working in Kgbvssklm. So today I want to explain about the 7th class chapter plants. So plants, structure and functions. Structure and functions of plants. So daily we are seeing so many plants around us. So we have so many useful so much of uses from the plants also. So that is the reason to know about the plants is our lesson. Okay. So generally plants are having different parts in its body. For example, root, stem, leaf, branches, flowers, buds, all these are fruits, all these are the parts of the plant. So generally this is the plant. So this is the root, stem, branches, leaves, and here the flowers, buds, these are the buds. Okay, so this is the general plant structure and the parts, different parts in the plant. Okay, so any plant is coming from the seed. Seed is the base for plant. So here this is the seed. So when the seed is germinated in the soil, then it forms a plant. Okay. So the germinated seed will give two structures. The germinated seed will give two structures, namely radicle and plumule. So radicle and plumule are the two main parts coming from the germinated seed. Here the radicle is the part raised in the soil. This radicle formed downwards the soil, and the plumule is a part derived above the soil. So after some time the radicle forms as a root. Radicle forms as a root and plumule will be changed as a stem. Okay, so the plant is coming from the seed. The seed will be germinated in the soil. It gives primarily the two parts, radicle and plumule. The radicle will be later on changed as a root. Plumule will be changed as a stem. Okay. The first part is root. Generally root is under the ground or in the soil. It will be grown, not seen for our eyes. So the root is again of two types. One is taproot. Second one is adventitious roots. Taproot and adventitious root. So the taproot is generally it is at the center. We have a long and big root is raised, and from the later sides of this main root we have branches. From these branches again some small roots are raised. So this type of root system is called taproot system. Okay. So here we clearly saw this taproot. So at the center the main root is present. This is the taproot, and around the taproot we have lateral roots are present or secondary roots are present. The center main root is called taproot. These are the secondary roots. Of course, we see some root hairs. Okay, we see the root hairs also at this lateral branches also. Okay, and at the tip of the root is called root tip. At the tip there is a root tip is present. Around the root tip root cap is present. Around the root tip we have a root cap. This root cap protects the root tip from the injuries. Okay, so this is about the taproot system. So this taproot is seen in so many plants like dicots. All the dicots having taproot system. What are dicots? The plants which are having two cotyledons in those seeds are called dicots. All these dicots having taproot system. Next, second type of root system is adventitious root system. Generally the adventitious root system is seen in monocot plants. The monocot plants are having adventitious roots. Here the monocot plants are nothing but grass, maize, sugarcane, all these are come under monocots. So these monocots are having fibrous roots. Here we see all the roots are same in size, and all are coming from the single point of the stem. Okay, the tip of the stem gives these group of single type of roots. Those are called adventitious roots, commonly seen in monocots. Example: grass, sugarcane, paddy, maize. All these are some of the examples for this adventitious roots. And then roots are generally penetrated in the soil. Roots generally embedded in the soil layers to give or to fix the entire plant, gives support for the entire plant by penetrating the root system in the soil only. So somewhat strength, mechanical strength will be given by the plant is by root from the soil level. Okay, so that is the main function of the root. And the second one is absorption of water and minerals. Absorption of water and minerals is another function of the roots. It transported by the roots and supplies those water and minerals to all the parts of the plant by the root only. Next, we have so many kinds of roots also. So of course, primarily the root is divided into two types. First one is taproot system and the second one is adventitious root system. But for some adaptations also, because of some specialized situations, the roots are also modified into some more kinds. So for example, we have to take maize plant. Maize. So maize is a monocot plant. Generally we have seen adventitious type of root system in the maize. Okay. So the maize is having two types of roots. In the soil it having general fibrous roots, and from the lower side of the stem, means just above the soil and below the stem region, it has some specialized roots coming from the stem. So those are nothing but stilt roots. Those are nothing but stilt roots. It will give some more strength to the plant. Okay. So the maize is having specialized roots called stilt roots. Those are giving extra strength to the plant parts. And we have take a banyan tree. Banyan tree is also special roots called the branches will be reaches to the soil. The branches reaches to the soil, and some more small roots are developed above the soil also. Those are forms a root system on the aerial side. Aerially they are forming one kind of root system. Those are called prop roots. Those are called prop roots. As the banyan tree is a big tree, so it will give some more support to the plant by changing the root system into prop roots in the banyan tree. And again, the root modifications seen in some of the vegetables also. So those are used as a vegetables for us. For example, carrot. Carrot is also one kind of root modification. Generally, carrot plant is a having taproot system. In that taproot system, the taproot will be stores food material in the carrot. Okay, the edible part of the carrot is nothing but a taproot of the carrot plant. Okay, so in this way, the radish, beetroot. Okay, so all these are taproots of the plant. The edible parts of the carrot, beetroot, radish, all these three are the taproots of that particular plants. Okay. So these are all about the root system. So is it clear to all of you? So once again, the root is giving mechanical support to the or fixation of the plant in the soil by roots only. So generally the roots are two types: taproot system, adventitious root system. The taproot system is generally seen in dicotyledon plants like mango, banyan tree, all these are rose, jasmine, all these are dicots, so all those are having taproot system. So the taproot system consists of the main root called taproot. From this taproot we have so many lateral roots are coming from this taproot. Those are secondary roots or lateral roots. The root hairs coming from these lateral roots, and also at the tip there is a root tip, and this root tip is covered with a root cap. Okay. Again, Some of the examples already I have explained here. In the maize we have stilt roots, banyan we have prop roots. Anyway, all these roots are useful to absorbs the water and minerals, and also giving some more strength to the plant body. Okay. The next part of the plant is stem. Stem is a aerial, long, elongated structure coming from the plumule of the germinating seed. So, the major parts of the plant body are arranged on this stem only. So, the stem is a long, elongated structure. On the stem, we have nodes, and from the nodes, the leaves or branches are raised. The stem present between the two successive nodes is called internode. These are nodes. The stem present between the two successive nodes is called internode. The angle formed between the leaf and stem is called axil. Sometimes the buds arise from these axils. So those are axillary buds. The tip is called apex. This is the growing part of the stem. The bud present in this region is apical bud. Apical bud. So these are the parts we are seeing on the stem. So the stem is a long, elongated, aerial structure coming from the plumule of the germinating seed, and the stem is having nodes on its length. From the nodes, the branches or leaves are raised. The stem present between the two successive nodes is called internode. The axil formed between the leaf and the stem. Sometimes the buds coming from those axil buds called axillary buds. The apex or the tip of the stem is also having some buds because it is a growing part. So apical bud is at the apex region. So this is all about the stem structure. The next part is leaf. Leaf is very important part in the plant. Why? Because plants are called as producers because of the special function called photosynthesis is performed by the leaves only. Hence the leaf is considered as a very important part in the plant. So leaves are generally green in color, thin structures, and the leaf is having a broad spread out structure called leaf lamina. This is leaf lamina or leaf blade. Leaf lamina. These edges of this leaf lamina is margins, leaf margin, leaf margin. At the center we have a big vein called mid-vein or mid-rib. Mid-rib. From the mid-rib we have so many lateral ribs arised. Lateral ribs are arised. From them also some more branched veins are formed. Those are veinlets. Veinlets. Okay, and at the tip of the leaf is having a stalk-like structure called petiole. This is petiole. The place where the petiole or the leaf attached to the stem is called leaf base. This is leaf base. On either side of the leaf base we have a small leaf-like structures called stipules. Those are stipules. This is the general structure of the leaf. So we have a broad structure or spread out structure called leaf lamina is present, and at the center midrib. From the midrib lateral ribs are arised. From those again some more small ribs are arise. Those are riblets, veinlets. The tip of the leaf is having a stalk-like structure, petiole, and this petiole attached to the stem at the leaf base. Around the leaf base we have a small leaf-like structures called stipules are present. This is the simple structure of the leaf. The leaf is again of two kinds, generally called simple leaf and compound leaves. Simple leaf and compound leaves. Simple leaf is nothing but a this already we are explained, the leaf structure is nothing but a simple leaf, but this compound leaf is nothing but a, the petiole is divided into two rows of leaflets. Two rows of leaflets. This is called the compound leaf, generally seen in coriander plants. Coriander leaves show this type of compound leaf structure. And the margins also very important, because some of the leaves are having entire, there is no ridges or at anywhere of the margin. So this type of margins are entire margins. Some are dentate margins. Dentate means some ridges like this. So those are dentate margins, and some are lobed margins. Some are lobed margins. Lobed margins. So these are different kinds. Okay. Next, just see the leaf structure here. So this is the Fabaceae plant, Dolichos lablab. This is a Dolichos lablab plant. So here the leaves are green, thin structures having midvein at the center, lateral veins coming or arised from the midveins. Next, the leaves are again divided into two types. The leaves are again divided into two types basing on the arrangement of veins on the leaf lamina. So the arrangement of veins on the leaf lamina is called venation. It is called venation. The arrangement of veins on the leaf lamina is called venation. Basing on this venation, the leaves are again divided into two types. The venation is divided into two types: reticulate venation, parallel venation. So reticulate venation is nothing but the leaf lamina is having a midrib at the center, the lateral veins coming from the midrib. Again it will be divided into so many veinlets. So this type of venation is called reticulate venation because it forms a network-like structure. So this type of venation is called reticulate venation. This will be seen in dicot plants. All the dicot plants maximum having this type of reticulate venation. And the second one is parallel venation. In the parallel venation, the leaves are having same size of veins from one end of the leaf to another end of the leaf. For example, in the grass plants, we observe all the veins in the leaf are same in size and they are originated at one end and ended at one end. Okay, so that type of venation is called parallel venation, mostly seen in monocot plants. In monocot plants, we are seeing this type of parallel venation. Okay, so these are all seen in leaf. Okay, the venation generally seen in leaves because the arrangement of veins on the leaf lamina. Okay. Next, flower. The next foremost important part is flower. Why the flower is the important part in the plant? Because this is the sexual part of the entire plant body. Okay, so flower is the sexual part of the plant body which is having male gametes and female gametes. So flower is generally present in the plant which is fixed to the stem by or attached to the stem by the small stalk-like structure called pedicel. So this pedicel is attached to stem at one and at the other end it is swollen. At other end it is like a swollen structure. On this swollen part of the pedicel we have all the floral parts are arranged. So this is the general structure of the flower. Just I have drawn LS of the flower. So here this is a pedicel, and the bulged structure is above the pedicel, is supported by the floral parts of the flower. So generally there are four important parts, floral parts seen in the flower. Those are calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. So these four are the floral parts arranged in a whorls, means circular mode. In the circular mode they are arranged in the flower. So among these four floral parts, the calyx and corolla, these two are called non-essential floral parts. Non-essential floral parts. The androecium and the gynoecium are essential floral parts. Essential floral parts. Why? Because androecium and gynoecium are the sexual parts of the flower. So these are the essential floral parts and those are the non-essential floral parts. Now see the floral parts one by one. First one is calyx. Calyx is the outermost floral part which is green in color, which gives the protection to the inner parts of the flower. So it is green in color, which gives the protection to the inner floral parts. And the second one is corolla. Corolla is arranged next to the calyx in inside, and which is colorful, different for different flower. So those are different colors of flowers that we are seeing is because of the corolla. So it is because to attract the insects for pollination. So for that purpose only the corolla is colorful for different plants. The third one is androecium. Androecium is the male part of the flower. This is the male part of the flower. Generally we see stamens in the androecium. Each component in the androecium is called stamens. Stamens. The stamen is having one filament and one anther-like structure. This is the stamen. Okay, the filament, and at the one end it having a head-like structure, anther. In this anther there is a pollen grains. Those are the actual male gametes. Pollen grains are the male gametes of the androecium. Next, fourth one is gynoecium is the female part. And which is having three parts in it. One is ovary, On the ovary we have a long structure, style. At the tip there is a stigma. And tip there is a stigma. All these three parts forms the gynoecium. Gynoecium is a female part which is having at the one end ovary. On this ovary we have a long structure called style. At the tip stigma is present. So this is all about the floral parts of the flower. So when it comes maturity, the anther walls are burst. The pollen grains are coming out. The anther walls are burst and pollen grains coming out, and they reach the stigma of the gynoecium. So there it reaches the ovules present in the ovary. So this is nothing but a pollination. So pollination is done by the reaching of the pollen grain to the ovule. It is because of so many agents, because of the insects or because of the wind or so many things. What is the reason maybe, or what is the reagent used for its purpose, but the pollination is done by the pollen grain reaching to the ovule or ovary of the gynoecium. There the pollination is completed, then the fertilization is done. After pollination it leads to fertilization. The fertilized ovule later on transferred into seed. The ovary is transferred or forms as a fruit around the seed. Okay, so this is the way how the fruits and seeds are formed. Okay, next, fruit. Of course, we already know that how the fruit is formed. The fertilized ovary transferred into fruit. The fertilized ovary is transferred into fruit. The fruit is different for different plants. It may be different in shape, size, color, taste, and in so many characteristics. So it is unique for different particular plant. The fleshy, juicy structure present inside the fruit, and internally it is having seed. That seed again useful for the germination of the new plant. Okay, so the seed inside the fruit is again two types basing on the cotyledons present in it. The cotyledons present inside the seed are different for different plants. Basing on that, seeds are divided into dicots and monocots. The dicots having two cotyledons inside the seed, and the monocots are having single cotyledon in it. So basing on this, we are dividing the plants into dicots and monocots. Okay, this is all about the plants, structure and functions. Okay, generally what are the parts we are seeing? Root, stem, leaf. Okay, root is developed inside the soil and it fixes and absorbs the water and minerals and supplies them to the all over the body of the plant. Stem will give the mechanical support and maximum parts of the plants are arranged on it and each one performing each function. And the leaf is the green and sites of the photosynthesis and made food in the plants. And then flower is a sexual part which is useful for reproducing the so many number of plants in the earth. Okay, so this is all about the plants, structure and function. Now I have give one exercise for you students. You can draw a neat labeled diagram of plant structure showing different structures on it, and also write different types of root systems. Okay, different types of root systems in different types of plants. You can do that exercise in your home. Okay.